kind of want to shape my channel in that same light, right? Still doing, again, like I said, still doing very much of the politics and pop culture, especially in the YouTube shorts, and then focusing, like I said, on the longer form content in the podcast format and having these longer form conversations, right? Hey, what's up guys? So I'm coming to you another video, an update video. You know, I figured it's the new year, might as well kind of like update things, do some housekeeping, and figure out where I'm taking my channel, right? Especially I had like some new subscribers, so this is kind of like my way to reintroduce myself to those new subscribers and trying to help them navigate who I am. So, what's up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch. Hey Mitch, all the Mitches, the call sign Don, and pretty much I like talking about what I talk about. So, politics, pop culture, everything in between. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. Cue intro real quick. And yeah, so pretty much all of that is true, right? And you know, I talk about religion and politics and pop culture, and all of that is still very much on this channel, right? But if anything else, one thing that I kind of want to focus on is the Catholic vote, right? But here's the thing, like I talk about religion and politics is my bread and butter, right? I love, that's all I talk about, even when I'm not on this channel, is all I talk about with my friends. And so I definitely want to lean into it that more, right? And also, I think there's been a shift. I think we are very much winning the culture war, especially with Trump back in office, or at least president-elect, right? And even in this Christmas season, right? Me traveling, I was flying on Christmas Eve, right? And I heard, and yeah, this is anecdotal, but Patrick McDavid had the same experience. I have heard more Merry Christmas than Happy Holidays, right? And so I think there is very much a change in this tone and feel in the nation and revival in Christianity. And obviously I'm very much on Catholic Twitter and all that stuff. And maybe, again, maybe it's just because of what I'm seeing alone. I definitely want to lean into it. And again, not that, I always pray that my platform be his platform, that I'm an instrument of God. But, you know, I just want to lean into this Catholic vote, right? And I'll explain that a little bit more. But again, like I said, all I talk about all the time is religion and politics. So again, I want to lean into that and still talk about pop culture. I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing. It's just a little bit more emphasis. So very much so, my YouTube shorts are going to still be very much on the politics side and on the pop culture side. But I think my longer form content and conversations, I want to reserve for more of this like Catholic apologetics and Christian content, right? Again, kind of, and then this kind of goes into what I want to talk about too, and do a reaction video to Ruslan, right? Ruslan, God Bless Studios, kind of like on the same page, right? And I love his contact. I love that he brings on a lot of people on his channel. But just as much as he dabbles into politics and pop culture, he's very much in this Christian apologetics type of world and content. And I kind of want to shape my channel in that same light, right? Still doing, again, like I said, still doing very much of the politics and pop culture, especially in the YouTube shorts, and then focusing, like I said, on the longer form content in the podcast format and having these longer form conversations, right? And then focusing that on the Catholic vote, right? And what I mean by that is just they're just one side. Okay, so as Catholics, we shouldn't adhere to one political party. I think that is very prudent. Just not handcuff ourselves to any political party. But I think we should definitely vote along lines of our along our cultural and traditional and religious values, right? Basing it on like Holy Scripture, tradition, and magisterium, the deposits of faith, right? And with that being said, I think there's one side that is more Catholic than the other. Just look into a few months back when at the rally when it was uttered in the audience, Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord, and one side, Kamala, has the "you're at the wrong rally" versus J.D. Vance, a fellow Catholic, saying that's right, Christ is King, right? What have we all been saying? That the left hates God, the left hates Jesus, the left has zero hesitation of mocking Christianity. So when someone shouted Jesus is Lord at a Kamala Harris rally, her response is, oh, I think you're at the wrong rally. You know, it's very faint in this video, but it's there. Check it out. Jesus is Lord.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
And in poignant juxtaposition, something similar happened at a JD Vance rally in which someone shouted, "Jesus is King," and his response is this.
Anti-Christian rhetoric and anti-Christian approach to public policy. I don't think we've... I don't think
Jesus is King.
That's right, Jesus is King. And I don't think that we've seen...
Let's go! Ave, Ave, Christus Rex. I've said this before and I'll keep on preaching it. If you're a God-fearing Christian, you cannot vote for a party that does not fear God. Deus vote. Inte confido en Jesus. Jesus, I trust in you. So vote accordingly. The point being here, I think the Catholic vote that I want to focus on when I mention that is, even though the general election is over, I think a lot of people are still craving for that, and I think we should still be very much vocal in politics as Catholics, as Christians, and shape how that views, because obviously the left is not going to stop. They're going to continue their stuff. They're going to continue with the progressive ideology, and a lot of it is Marxist, anti-God. And so we gotta keep on pushing that Catholic vote. And again, it's not necessarily endorsing, and me when I say the Catholic vote, it's not me necessarily endorsing any one political party / person. It's just more promoting our values into the atmosphere, right? Like we should shape our politics on how on our morals, on our values, and that's what I want to get into. So next part of this video is I do want to touch upon Wesley Huff and Ruslan talking about this, and Wesley Huff getting big on his exposure, especially after the Billy Carson debacle, which was totally epic and totally great, and what it means for like Christian content on YouTube, online. And so I definitely want to touch on this and have a discussion on this as well. So as far as the channel update, pretty much not really changing of who I am and what I'm doing, just more focus on and more tailoring it to pop, like I said, politics, pop culture, everything in between, and focusing on that Catholic vote. So with that said, let's take a look at this, let's have some fun, let's talk about it, and yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, I guess. So let's keep it going.
We ended up having Wes on the channel. He's just exploded. Let me just say this about Wes. I know people are like, man, there's a lot of Wes Huff videos. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Hello. Yes. Yes. Rightfully so. You know why? Because in the era of anyone with a smartphone being able to build an influence on TikTok and coming off as an authority with no credentials, no backing, no track record, no covering, no pastors, and being able to go viral.
I could name a few right now. Do you want
I can name a lot. I'm not going to name any names, right? In the era of that, we want the Wes Huffs to be the faces of this thing.
Yes.
Right? Like, we want the guys who aren't the 21-year-old TikToker. And I have friends that are 21-year-old TikTokers, and I love them. Right? But we want the Wes Huffs to be the guys who are super influential and effective on YouTube.
And I think they're going to go into this. I love this conversation. Yeah, we definitely need the more Wesley Huffs versus like your random. And I guess I kind of fall into this, like someone who is just talking in their channel, just a talking head, right? But they're going to go into this. Like, the problem is not necessarily the people who are doing Christian content and all that stuff. It's those people who are trying to speak from authority. Like, yeah. Again, for me, I'm just having a conversation. I love having these talks, right? And on my channel, and on my podcast, and bringing people along, and even doing it in real life, right? I'm having these conversations with my coworkers and people who are in my circles and mutual friends, and I want to have these discussions not from an authoritative perspective, but in this dialogue, because I love, like I said, I love talking about politics, pop culture, and all that stuff, right? And so I just love having these conversations continue.
Are going on Joe Rogan. I don't want the 25-year-old, guy that just graduated Bible college, went on a few mission trips, and now he's a Christian YouTuber. I don't want that guy to be influential as Wes Huff. I want more Wes Huffs.
Age? Getting awfully close to me here.
Well,
when I was 21, I was like, okay, I'm good. And then 25, I was like, hey.
But that's a good point. Because, check this out. If you guys didn't know, Zach has a channel. And you make very good videos on your channel.
Thank you, buddy.
But your videos on your channel do not present you as an authority and an expert.
Very intentional.
You are just walking through things you're learning in real time. There's a humility in it. It's not overtly theological or academic. You're just sharing things you're learning as a newlywed, newly dad, figuring out life. Some of it has a proverb here or there. others it doesn't, and that's the content that if you're under 30 you should be making, in my opinion. We don't need everybody to position themselves as some sort of authority figure and expert on something. We need the apologia centers who went and got degrees in philosophy to be presenting themselves as experts. We need the David Woods who went and got I think he went to NYU. We need those people to be the experts, and we need the other folks who are just on here, and maybe you're cool, you're young, you're good looking. Hey man, just curate.
What's up?
Share your story. Document.
Yeah.
You know, the chat's going crazy. They're saying Wes Huff is turning 71 soon. Wes Huff is this is the Billy Carson. You know? And so, and I think what's happening is what we're seeing in real time. This is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Is instead of YouTube being a young man's game, the way hip hop was, YouTube is becoming the extension of an author. YouTube is becoming the extension of a philosopher, an expert, an academic. Not saying that all academics are always right. Not saying all those things are always the thing. But we're seeing this shift in real time, and I think that's beautiful.
I think what's funny about that, and this is slightly off topic because it's a little further to the point you're making, is that the entertainment in YouTube has almost gotten worse. Like it's gotten more like brain rot,
over the top.
It's just like like little bubble captions are popping up.
That other people want to learn from. I think.
Okay, so I'll pause there. I'll end this video. That I think I got what I needed from this discussion. I saw a lot of it, and I wanted to elaborate on it. But yeah, I think this point of saying like, yo, YouTube is kind of like the extremes. Like you have like the extreme like the beat like Mr. Beast type content, in which is like, you know, pranks and these experiments and all this stuff, and great. But like I think especially, and where I want to garner an audience is someone who I wouldn't say intellectual, but definitely more thoughtful in regards to having these deeper conversations. And I'm not saying that you gotta be some philosophy teacher or even like a Michael Knowles who talks about like typology, ontological arguments and all this stuff, but having these deeper conversations within the scope of religion, I think I live for it, right? And again, I am still gonna be talking about politics, I'm still gonna be talking about pop culture, I'm still gonna be talking about all these current events, but I think there's a level in which there's a little bit of everything in which I want to do, but like we'll still have that, but I just want to have those deeper conversations on whatever topics. Like I've been like circling some ideas, talking about like doing a podcast about like being as Catholics, being godparents. What does that actually mean? And so like as culturally Catholic, as culturally Filipino, sometimes like there is very much, and it's not restricted to just Filipinos, but like in many ways, like some Filipinos just treat being a godparent as not only as an excuse to give money, but like it is like there's a religious aspect that you need to be there in that formation, in that catechesis, right? And a lot of Filipino godparents do not understand that to any extent, and I think that conversation is very important. And there's other things. I already did some stuff on like Christian manhood and all stuff, and all those things are really great. But again, there are a bunch of topics that need elaboration and further discussion and how we navigate that, especially if we're moving towards this America is great again type of thing, and the America is godly again mentality, and America is healthy again mentality. I think we need to have those healthy conversations and these really deep in politics and religion conversations. I think we did a disservice to ourselves by removing politics and religion in the conversation and having a tactful and a graceful way and charitable way to have these discussions. But like because we have those, because we are so far removed from the culture and we have forgotten how to talk to each other, and I think we need to go back to that, especially on the day of social media. I think we definitely need to get back to having these discussions, having these hard, maybe difficult, but deep and fun discussions. And it doesn't have to be hard, and it could be theology on tap, right? And so I'm ranting enough, and you guys get what I'm saying. And so I'm looking forward to building this channel and having those discussions and just going in this whole platform, right? So if you're new to this channel, thank you for watching. What's up? Again, my name is Mitch. You can follow me on Twitter, X, on Maverick Mitch, on my personal Instagram, HateMitchMitch, and see you next video. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, share, and subscribe, and see you next video. Thank you for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you. Ecco mi spirito tuo.